What is going on, guys? Today we're looking at the best wingers in FC24. We have got a lot of people to go through, so let's get straight into it. Now, I've kind of gone for mainly team of the season and a few of the oldies but goldies. We've obviously got El Waran, and we have got the Path to Glory, the greats of the games coming tomorrow that will be added in the next one. So this is kind of taking us into what's the best Euro 2024 winger before they're out. Now, obviously, we've got some of the fan favourites. Neymar, obviously up there. Salah, Vinny, obviously up there. There is arguments that they can play multiple positions now, but I've kind of gone with wingers that are normally specific to the wing. Like Vinny, I've managed to use. He is a striker technically on his, his first position, like the position he comes out in, but he's so much better on the wing. Ronaldinho, I think even both versions, to be fair, still are absolutely up there. You can't really argue with that lineup. When you look at them on actual FUTBIN, the prices of them are still absolutely skyrocketed. So if we get rid of everybody else that can play either left mid or left wing, you look at the size of, where is he? Vinny's coming in at 2.6. I suppose if we go by price, that might be a little bit more easier, as to be fair, the market is in absolute turmoil. We obviously have Neymar at 7 million there. Ronaldinho is at 4.2 now. To be fair, that has dropped massively, and I think Salah's probably dropped down quite a bit as well. If you're looking for coins to improve your team, head over to lootbar.gg for the most reliable and also the best coins around. Also, they have incredible 24-hour manual customer service that you physically cannot find anywhere else. But before finishing on lootbar.gg, make sure you are using JT11 to get 8% off coupon. Once you've gone through the payment, you'll be able to get your coins within the next 24 hours, absolutely guaranteed. Also, with the code, you'll be able to get 5% more coins on every transaction. Make sure you do click the link either in the description or down in the comment section below. He's under 900. He's now in, well, Leao's 900. He was phenomenal in himself. Where on earth? Salah's 730. I mean, it's not terrible, to be fair to him. When we look at the rest, I think Leao is an easy shout up there, but again, very much how, like I'm saying with Vinny as a striker, he's better on left wing. I actually think Leao is better as a striker personally. He does work either position. I don't think there's a kind of bad position for him at this point in terms of wing or a striker, but I personally do like him more on the striking front. Same with Dembele. Dembele is an easy one up there. 5-star, now 96 rating. He is just incredible in himself, and as we saw in that list, he is absolutely at the top of the top as well, which you kind of are to be expected with him. He's currently coming in at 3.1 million coins, which again is nuts. I technically haven't put an Mbappe in here, because I do prefer him as a striker, even though he does have a left wing card. He is much better as a striker, and I don't think many people consist him as a left wing in the game. I know in real life it's totally different for him. We have obviously Hansen. We've got both versions of her as well. Again, both being 97, both being the same rating. It is just a difference of a Playstyle Plus. Still brilliant in the game. One of the best female wingers you can possibly get in this game. We also then have Felix. We have both versions of him. You've obviously got the Moments, which is the 94, and then you also have the Showdown that was technically 91, but you was able to put in as a 92 as well with the Showdown upgrade. Now, in terms of both of them, I think they are very good cards, and when we got the Showdown card, it was almost like a pre-team of the season, like everybody was saying, and to be fair, it's 2 and 3s across the board. That's all you're looking at. And in terms of price, you've got 800 for the SBC, 770 for the 94. Now, you've got the Trickster Quickstep Technical, which, to be fair to him, isn't that much different. You've got Technical and Chip Shot. So I don't personally like Trickster that much in terms of what it can actually do in the game. The Chip Shot is very similar, to be fair. It's not necessarily the greatest shooting play style, but at least it adds something, I suppose, at a minimum. And I do think when we look at the both versions of him, I'd say both of them are up there. If you went for the 92 as well, that's even more of a kind of reason to keep him up. The Showdown was a nice upgrade for him, just taking him up the +1, giving him 1, and I think it was 1s across the board, I'm pretty sure. And then obviously it'd be literally 2s to the 94 upgrade. When we move to a few of the lower ones, you're looking at the likes of a Cubo. I wouldn't go quite B+, but I'd go as a very, very low kind of A. Yeah, I think I'd probably go somewhere like that, because a Naki would be the same there. when you look at them, they are very much just speed players. Get down the wing, get the pass in. There's not necessarily a full round game for them. They're not going to compete with the Dembeles of the world. The prices just doesn't match up otherwise. When we look at someone like Hemp, to be fair, I do think she had a little bit more about her, but not quite enough to say that she'd be into an S category, in my opinion. When we look through a few of these older ones, Ansu was still decent enough. I probably could get rid of the B+, because I think Willian would still hold his own. He was kind of the higher rated in that FC Pro kind of upgrade series. Jarzinho, I'd say now he's probably more of an A+, really. I love the Galazzo version of him. That is an obvious S+ still, but now we're looking at the centre. It was a long time ago. He still has the rapid, so I don't think he's dropped out massively. I'd say the same for Best, to be honest. I think Garincha was one more up. I do like the Winter Wildcard Garincha, but Best for me, even when he first came out, I was questioning him. Still a good card, still a decent card to have in your team, but he definitely wasn't what I thought he could have been. He should have been, in my opinion, much, much better. When we kind of look Dembele with his fantasy, I think that was a really nice upgrade regardless. It kind of made him think that you wasn't going to get a team of the season of him, because 94, it was very high and we knew team of the season was right around the corner. To then get another double upgrade to take him to 96, especially because ratings didn't seem like they were going up that quickly. It felt like a lot of team of the seasons would be max 94, 95. You'd see a lot of 91s in there, whereas they did actually give us quite a lot of 96 to 97s. I don't think we saw 198. Have we even got I don't think we've even got a 98 yet. So that is kind of the next step as we're seeing into the path to glory. We look at the likes of Berardi, very, very similar. It's just kind of the bog standard. Castillo, very similar. Savio, exactly the same. And then, to be fair, Rashford he needs an upgrade massively. Like, that card is, I'd even argue the card is probably not even up there anymore. Well, what is he coming in at? Because I love the Rashford cards, and I think he always has a good upgrade. But at this point, though, I suppose he's got the Rapid Plus still. I might be being a little bit harsh. The stats are decent enough, but it's a hard one, because I definitely don't think he's better than some of these in some aspects. Obviously, he's still going to be decent, but it's not going to be like triple Playstyle plus 99 on pace on a chemistry style. Am I being really harsh? Because I think then could you argue the same for Willian? Willian's got the 1 Playstyle plus or 2? He's got the 1. He's got flair. No, in fact, what's Ansu at? Because Ansu will be the catalyst there. Whether they're just 2 under now. He's got the Trickster and Travella. I mean, I'm probably being really harsh on him there. We'll put these down. We then look at the likes of Liao. I'd still put him up there, to be fair. He was kind of one of the better ones already. 93 on his road to the final. He has got himself the rapid and the whipped pass at 5.71. I mean, that's a pretty decent card still. I like his build more than anything. I think his build puts himself in there. Alwaran, I'd say the 93's there and the 90's now starting to drop down massively, especially with all the SBCs we've had. Ribery, to be fair, I didn't really fancy him in the start. I thought this card should have been so much better. And that's just a personal preference of playing with him. He really should have been. When we saw that we could have got the Robben-Ribery partnership, I really thought Ribery, especially being added into the game, would have stolen that left wing. Like, it had been the arguments between Ronaldinho and Ribery now, but he really just hasn't set foot, really. Neymar, is still thinking, even in game, he just adds that flair. Ginola would definitely be up there. The 92 Neymar, he's still probably got to be up there, to be fair. It's only a 1 upgrade from that to the 93. Adeyemi, didn't like at all. I just think he's useless. I don't know. There's a lot of people that probably disagree with that, but for me, I do think Adeyemi was a waste in this. He's got the pace, but it doesn't feel like he can do anything else. And again, that might be just a limited amount of games I've played. It's just one of them things with him. When we move through the rest of the list, obviously Rafinha has just been announced as a massive, massive upgrade with a 95. Obviously, I haven't put any of them in. We haven't even got to the promo yet, so no one's actually played with any of them cards just yet. But he does look phenomenal, and he could potentially get to a 99 in that. When we go through, again, few of the lowest. Sancho, It's very, very bog standard. Malin, to be fair to him, was a nice upgrade. I don't know what it is with him, but as a right wing, he puts himself about. He's cheap. I did like the evolution from him that I think you could have made 90 or 91 prior to Team of the Season, so it's not, unfortunately, that big of an upgrade for him, but he is a good card. Like I said, it's not going to go in the S, and a lot of the time, like we look at someone like a Savio or an Aki Williams, terms of cost for what you get, very, very good, but they're not going to compete on the top level by any shadow of imagination. If I'm thinking any more S's, I did like Felipe Anderson. I thought he was a very, very good card. Somerville for the price is easily an A+. Di Maria maybe when he first came out and didn't have that much competition, I could have gone for the S+, but now there's a lot of players in there. I'd probably be looking more towards the S. Same as Pulisic, very, very good card. Doku, Saka, Doku, and Palmer. Now, Palmer I prefer in the middle anyway. He's got the stats for a right mid, but he plays better in the middle, in my opinion. Doku's very, very good for getting down the byline, and with this upgrade, he's got a little bit more about him. I thought with the Future Star, it was the start of the card. You could see the pace merchant coming in, the rapid plus, great dribbling. But then we got obviously the upgrade for the Team of the Season. 6 on that shooting is a massive upgrade. It's a great step up for him. He's still 1.2 mil, which is crazy. And he did have some very good playstyle pluses. So I think for him, I could easily go into an S plus and be calm with that. He'd be one of the lower ones in comparison to the top, but he's up there. Saka, I think they kind of just ruined him without a playstyle plus for sprinting. At least technical or something would have been nice for him, but he got the whipped pass and the finesse, which is good. He is like Salah on the left-hand side. He kind of cuts in. So if I'm putting Salah there, I think they are both very, very similar in what they do. Palmer, on the other hand, he's as a winger, I'm just not sold totally. He's got the great playstyle pluses, the stats, everything's there, but I would kind of go more for the S for him, whereas Saka, I'd put him kind of on the verge with a Salah mix up there. They're both very, very similar wingers in a lot of aspects, to be honest. We have then Salma, very good card. Nani, I'd go in. Oh, am I being... No, you know what? I'd go Nani up there, to be fair. The 5'5", the dribbling on him, very decent. Ooh, Diaz. Diane is easily an S. Diaz is another one because I loved his... Was it a road to the final or road to the knockout? It's a great card for the start. Then, unfortunately, no player star plus is really added to him. He then got the 93 in the fantasy, and then just a little bit of an upgrade into the Team of the Season moments. Now, at the start was brilliant. It was a great card. It was new. He's high rated. He's got the stats, but he just didn't have that push to get him into that S+, if I'm being brutal for him. Rodrigo was a great upgrade. Coman was a brilliant upgrade on his ultimate birthday. Kvaratskhelia, I thought he was a nice card. I felt like he could have been better. I think, for me, I had him in the top category of going into the S+, before he came out. And now I'm like, he's okay. Mallard would go into an A. Nico would go with a Naki. Pedro Goncalves was a nice card. But again, he was better in the previous years. He had a really, really nice, like, 94 that was a great card. Garnacho's definitely dropped down. He's a cheap bog standard winger now that you could obviously upgrade, but he's not going to do more like that. Same as Kudus. When they came out, it was fresh. Everything was new. They're the first 92, 93 cards that you could get for minimal-ish coins, so it worked really well. Zaha would go there. Afinia is a great upgrade as well. Same as Sane. Sane is as close to a Coleman as you can go with. Good SBC. Same as Kelly. Very good SBC. Rodman, not as much. I felt like Rodman had her peak with the whole Rodman, Swanson, Morgan/Smith era of the golds, where they were just a dynamic attacking force. And then we kind of just got the upgrades on everybody else. We're going to go for an S there. Mahrez and obviously St. Max. Opposite sides, left and right mid for the same team. I do like both of them. I don't see the hype with St. Max, to be honest. Mahrez, I definitely do. With Saint, I cannot believe he's still that highly priced. Like, he's a nice card, but, I mean, 300k, I really didn't get that vibe from him. I thought he was good, but there's a lot of cards that can do the exact same. The 89 shooting, it's got great dribbling on him, but it was just like a one-trick pony sort of thing. Whereas Mahrez, I think you can kind of play across the line with him. Didn't get the 5-5, but a very, very good upgrade to the card in my opinion. I thought he did really, really well with that upgrade, and only 32,000. I think it's a great price for the great upgrade as well. But that's going to be my wingers. I think everybody's right in my opinion. I'd probably been a bit harsh on Adeyemi there. Maybe we go one up for him, but I don't think he's useful in the slightest, to be honest. The A's are kind of just there. They're good if you've not packed anybody, but most people could afford the A pluses. The S's, even then, there's still a lot of people that you can get for relatively cheap that work, and the S pluses are up there. I don't think there's any arguments there. Maybe Doku potentially, but I thought it was decent enough. But let me know down below what you think, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.